After we dropped our Dimitri Piron video last week, I had a lot of folks reaching out and asking me about the 5 things you need to do to establish control of a fight. Today, we're going to talk about those a little bit more in depth, and if you guys are interested in me really going into a deep dive about them, let me know in the comments section, and I will. We'll put a script together, we'll have a lot of fun with this, and we'll draw from a lot of different sources for examples. But today, we're going to keep it brief. Those 5 things that you want to pay attention to are establishing a credible threat, controlling the space, controlling the pace, winning the jab battle, and working the body. If fights went on as long as they had to, you would have to establish these 5 things to get the victory in a competitive fight. Now, let's watch Floyd Mayweather go through these things, and we'll talk about some details as we go. We're gonna watch his fight with Diego Corrales, a fight that I know a million people have talked about, but that's because it's a damn good performance. Let's see how it begins in round 1. Diego Corrales is tall and powerful. So Floyd's going to establish control of this situation the same way that I do, which is with that jab to the body. But before he can do that, he has to establish a credible threat. You can see right off the bat, he rips a big, powerful 3. Some people might say that that's a reckless thing to do this early in a fight without patterning a guy out, but Floyd has a lot of time in the gym. He's well educated, he has a lot of experience, and he can threaten without assuming too much risk here. The next thing after establishing a credible threat is controlling the space. You can see right there was a perfect example. Floyd does not allow himself to be cornered. He always has ground at his back. Not only is he managing distance from a micro position, but he's managing distance from a macro position. He's holding Corrales at the range that he wants, and he's always making sure that he's kiting him onto the ropes, using the ground at his back, and then he knows how to turn him. He knows how to spin him. He knows how to tie him or push him to keep him where he needs him to be. So following controlling the space, the next thing is all about controlling the pace. If you watch, who's leading? Floyd's the one leading. When he feints, Corrales reacts. When he attacks, Corrales defends. When he steps, Corrales follows. That means that he's controlling the pace and the rhythm of this fight. Moving on, after you've controlled the space and the pace, you must win the jab battle. That means that you need to establish your jab and deny your opponent their jab. You see Floyd, who is short but long in this situation, is winning the jab battle by jabbing to the body. Lots of simultaneous counters, and he's building from that. He's leveraging that jab to the body into feints that allow him to land upstairs, just like we talked about in last week's video. He's also leveraging that into a 3 when Corrales reaches his hands forward to defend his center lane. Once you've established that jab, the next thing you need to do is work the body. And you can see Floyd not only is breaking his posture, which you could say is kind of like working the body as you tire out your opponent's low back and sever that connection from their hips to their shoulders, but he's stabbing that jab, and he's even bringing a right hand through when the situation calls for it. Every time they tie up, Floyd leverages this to turn and make sure that he gets the better of the macro position following that break. He always gets to move to the center of the ring. This threat of the jab low has opened up so many other opportunities, and you can see now Corrales is really struggling to keep up with the pace and the rhythm that Floyd has set. Floyd leverages that offense from Corrales into, again, a good center control position in the ring. And he finishes the round strong. A truly just S-tier performance from Floyd here. Now, as we talk between rounds here, it's important to remember that by continuing to invest in these 5 things, maintaining their control, it's just a matter of time until you wilt your opponent. Their posture will break. Their performance will suffer. Their pace will slow. They will become more predictable. And again, as I mentioned in the middle of that round, you will sever the connection from their lower body to their upper body, meaning that they will not be able to absorb force as well, they will not be able to move as efficiently, and they will not be able to generate force as well. Now, it's important to remember with these 5 things that these are all a one-way street, all right? I cannot work the body until I've established control of the jab. I cannot establish control of the jab unless I'm controlling the rhythm. I cannot control the rhythm and the pace unless I've already controlled the space. And I can't control the space unless they treat me as a credible threat. So from here, we're gonna cut a little farther into this fight as Floyd's been investing all the way to round 7 and seeing how this is all paying off for him. Picking up here in round 7, we can see Floyd has invested. You can see Corrales' posture is breaking. He's not as disciplined with his feet. Floyd is surging. He's more comfortable standing in front of him and pressuring him. He's leveraged that jab to the body into a million different tactics where he feints low, comes high, doubles up, uses it to hide to 3, and now Corrales can't even corner him, all right? It takes a long time. If you're fighting somebody who has a lot of confidence that they're gonna win, it takes a long time to break their confidence. And if you're fighting somebody who's in really, really good condition, it takes a long time to break that conditioning. But if you continue to invest, it's only a matter of time until this all turns over and you get the W and you start doing some real damage. Pay attention to the body language here from these two. You can see the posture of Corrales. You can see Floyd working the body. Working that body is really, really important because it creates those opportunities to land upstairs. If you just headhunt, if you get to the 4th thing here, winning the jab battle, and then you never start working the body, it's not gonna create the opportunities you need by dragging their defenses thin and allowing you to land those big shots upstairs that are gonna do the real damage. You can see we've hit that point where Corrales is trying to problem solve with speed, power, and aggression. And Floyd is staying focused. He's staying in control. He's maintaining these things and investing in getting the win. You can also see a little bit of stalking behavior from Floyd, where he'll slide into that high guard or that peekaboo guard, and he's looking for shots. Almost like Triple G. Beautiful work. And again, that posture, that broken core that Floyd's invested in is what's allowing him to chop this tree down. Excellent, excellent, excellent job. So I encourage all of you to watch this entire fight. It is an excellent display of a beautiful savant boxing performance from Floyd. You guys heard me say before, if you establish control of these 5 things, then it's only a matter of investing that time and energy to get the win. Some important things to note here. If you look at a bunch of my fights from the past year, you can see that I really quickly established these 5 things, usually within the first round with a lot of these opponents. Now, they're in shape, they're tough, their confidence, and the 9 minutes of an amateur fight stop me from being able to do enough damage in that time frequently to get the win inside of 9 minutes. Now, we're gonna keep working on that. Hopefully this summer when I get back to competing following my hand surgery, we're gonna get more finishes, we're gonna get more W's, we got good things coming our way. But a good example of this is a fight that I struggled with. Let's talk about the fight with Giovanni at the finals of the New England's tournament. When I fought Giovanni, I established a credible threat, I controlled the space, I controlled the pace, I won the jab battle, and then every single time that I tried to work the body, I'd lose control of the space. Well, that means you have to do these in order. I have to establish these things again. Like I said, this is a one-way pass, all right? So I lose control of the space. So once again, I control the space, I control the pace, I start winning the jab battle, and then I can't work the body. I lose the space again. This happened to me over and over again for 9 minutes. And if you're not able to establish control of these things, barring a lucky punch or some Hail Mary throw, you don't get the win in an attritional sense. I hope you folks learned something today. We're talking tactics, we're talking strategy that hopefully you can apply and have success when you fight. If you want to see more videos like this, or if you want to deep dive into this with some other examples, let me know in the comment section what you want to see and we will make it happen. We're closing in on 13K subs. When we get to 15K subs, we're going to do another subscriber sparring special. So make sure to share, make sure to like, make sure to comment, and help us grow. Thank you folks very much.